up?
Yay!
There we go.
Sorry, I'm. It's been a long time since I've been very computer literate.
All right.
I wasn't working when I first joined either, and it's supposed to be my generation that knows how to do this shit, so.
I know. I'm 50. I'm like I should probably know how to do this by now, or almost 50, but I should probably know how to do this by now. But I don't know what's wrong with my headphones, so we're just gonna kick them. Yeah, I was having some auras and things this morning. I didn't feel great. I was gonna get up early and do lots of stuff.
Yeah, I was going through a lot of these posts. I found a lot of old ones. But yeah, someone said absent seizures. Hi guys. I've suffered from absent seizure in the past. In the last year of August, since August 2021. Then my medication have continued and recently stopped in October of 2024. So my question is now, can I smoke and drink freely as it's been more than 3 years since my last seizure and more than 6 months since I stopped my medication? Also, if I drink or smoke vape, this seizure won't actually return, right?
Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't mess with alcohol, but that's just me. I've never ever had a good time with alcohol. Long before I had diagnosis.
Right.
I am not the right person to ask. I come from alcoholic parents, so I don't believe in that shit.
There you go.
Gotcha. Someone said I stopped my medication because they're making me dumb. Sounds like a kid, but let's read it. I can't tell anyone else what without them getting mad at me. I have a series of interviews coming up, and I was going dumber each passing day. There was a serious decline in my cognitive skills. I don't know if it's the meds or the illness itself, but I feel great. It's temporary, but I like how it feels. I feel fresh, like I'm less depressed. I have focal aware seizure, scary ones. I only had 2 tonic-clonics. I feel like it's worth taking the risk. I have done it once before and it lasted for 16 to 17 days before I had an aura. I know it's stupid, but I am so tired of being in medication. It's been 3 years now. Has anybody else done this? No.
Hmm. I can't.
Can't say I have.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I am supposed to be taking this fucking. If y'all don't want me to curse all the time, let me know. I will
It's
try.
all right.
I don't know if I'll do well, but I'll try. I'm supposed to be taking this stupid med to help me sleep at night, and I think it also is like a mood thing, but it's mostly about sleep. But it gives me terrible dreams, and I don't like it. And my wife tells me, don't, if you don't like it, talk to your doctor, but don't mess with your meds until then. Talk to your doctor, but do what you're supposed to do. And I know she's right, but at the same time, that is the one thing where I'm kind of like, I sort of just don't want to take it. I would never, I would never mess with my epilepsy meds without talking to my doctors. But that one, I'm kind of like, it's just for sleep. It doesn't really matter, does it? Can I just not take it?
Well, if you're having bad dreams and you're not getting good sleep anyway, this happened to me. One of my meds, I felt I mean, just absolute insane dreams. And it was just not, I would wake up and be like, that was not restful at all. And the whole point of this is I'm supposed to be like sleeping, what, 14 hours a day or some ridiculousness. Yeah, that's not. So probably you should talk to them about changing the kind of sleep med it is, because
Yeah.
that's doing the exact opposite of what they want it to do, right? They want you to sleep, but they also want it to be restful sleep. If you're not getting restful sleep, it's working exactly against what they're trying to say. And I'm saying this from a place of having to tell my doctor, look, I feel insane when I wake up from these dreams. This is not in any way restful. I can't continue this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not definitely not down with just stopping your medication. I have had to skip doses of things. I mean, going back to the OP's question, but I would not do it on purpose, right? You guys know?
Right? I wouldn't do it on purpose. I wouldn't not take my meds, and uh, seizures are not fun, and then the outcome is unpredictable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything could happen, and yeah, just risking it, I don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's
I
not.
mean, I haven't gotten to a place where my meds are have things under control. So if I stopped taking them, things would get crazy. So there's no way I would stop taking my meds. They're, you know, yeah.
Yes, I'm uncontrolled as well and medication resistant. I get, you know, quickly become to where they don't even really work that well. And then you're taking combos and you're trying to find something. But if a certain kind of medication is doing that to you, probably talk to your doctor. I understand them feeling dumb. I think we all go through that. And
Yeah,
probably our families don't help. Or the people around us are like, hey, you seem a little
yeah.
slower than you were.
I see that a lot. People saying that they feel dumb in the crowds at their end. Yeah.
Definitely. Where's my dog eating? What are you eating? Hold on 1 second here. What did you get? What do you have? Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know where he got a stick, but he's chewing on a stick on my carpet. So what are we doing now?
Someone says, my neurologist criticized me, questioned my disability. One neurologist was judging me based on SSI and how I should work. I have seizure every day, throughout the day, didn't take my response seriously, ended up with a whatever you say look on his face. I've had a seizure, didn't help, on a lot of medication at the highest doses. This appointment was me looking for more medication because I can't handle this anymore. What should I do? Am I overreacting? No.
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah.
that's messed up. I mean, what were you gonna say, Reese?
Oh no,
No,
I
I
was
was
just
just,
agreeing. I have two kinds of doctors. I have so many doctors. I I am I feel bad about myself using the phrase chronically ill, but I got so much shit going on. I got lots of doctors. So I got two kinds. I got the kind that are amazing, and I got the kind that I can't even look at because they make me so mad. And I feel terrible when I hear people talk about doctors that are like that because they're just ugh. And the doctors I have that are good are just, they're so, I just wish that I could give everyone a doctor like that. And I'm so lucky to have a neurology team like I do. Um, but yeah,
Those are good.
people who don't, it's just like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's my husband had to fight uh, for years to get them to believe him that there was something wrong inside his brain. And when he finally got them to send him to a neurologist, she looked at him and she said, 4 days, you have to go get a brain scan. Definitely. And he had to have, yeah, open brain surgery. And it seemed like he already had brain bleeds from an AVM. I don't know if you guys know what that is. And it's different, of course, than what we have, but it's the same kind of thing. If your doctor doesn't pay attention and you're constantly advocating for yourself, and she's the only doctor you can get to because of your insurance, what are you just have to keep on bugging them, right? I mean, what else can you do?
Right.
And then I have like my neurologist or my epileptologist, which is incredible. So there you go, right? How about
Yeah.
you, Pookie? How's yours? How's your team?
My team is all right. My main neurologist, he just retired on the 3rd. So
Oh
I'm
no.
looking for another one.
Oh,
But Stanford's right here, so it's pretty easy to find neurologists there.
all right, teaching hospitals.
Yeah, pregnant with epilepsy.
Ooh.
Says, hello, everyone. I'm a 25-year-old woman that is 5 months pregnant with my first child. I also have epilepsy. I've had epilepsy ever since I can remember. Sometimes I have fatigue episodes. It's where I can't finish a sentence or I forgot what I was talking about with someone. Fatigue episodes can turn into a seizure if I'm in a stressful situation or I'm too hot or too cold. During this pregnancy, I haven't had one fatigue episode. I've been taking my medicine every day. Don't worry, my medicine is safe to take while I'm pregnant. I'm struggling with a decision that I have to make whether to give natural birth or schedule a C-section because of my condition. My grandma had 2 miscarriages while giving birth, and my mom had an emergency C-section for her first child. Then after that, she had scheduled C-sections with the rest of us kids. I want other women's insight, whether you were pregnant or currently pregnant and have epilepsy. What do you decide when you're pregnant? Do you have a natural birth or a C-section?
I had it, but it wasn't like turned on. Something in my brain turned on when I was 44. So I already had my 5 kids. But what I will say is that I had a C-section with my twins the first time, an emergency. And then after that, we did scheduled C-sections every time because they informed me that they would make me labor for 12 hours anyway and then do a C-section.
Yeah.
5 kids? That's incredible.
But yeah, if in my opinion, even though I wasn't diagnosed then, I would say yes. If I had been diagnosed, I would definitely schedule a C-section. And I ended up doing so with my last 3 anyway. So yeah. As a,
Yeah.
as a person who I experienced labor, didn't go all the way through. No, there's too many things that can go wrong. I can't imagine. I would be so scared. And being scared just makes it worse, right? Like,
Right.
doesn't that lower your threshold, everybody?
I believe so.
I mean, mine anyway. I don't know you guys.
Yeah, I think it lowers my threshold, just like the nervousness.
Yeah, right, right. Anxiety, fear, being scared for your baby, whatever, I think would
Yeah.
not be helpful. Yeah. I would try to talk to your doctor about that if they're willing. Also, I don't know how much anesthesia messes with you, but I found that it does mess with me. So, you're going to have to talk to your doctor about that too. Anyway, what's next?
Someone said Apple Watch fall detection saved my life. It's a long story. So, as someone who was only diagnosed with epilepsy in the last 3 years of my life, I'm currently 32. I'm still trying to figure things out. It makes everything a lot scarier surrounding epilepsy when only a few months prior to my diagnosis, my best friend, who was also the younger sister of my boyfriend, died from SUDEP while showering one morning. I have had a lot of cardiac issues in my 20s that led me to believe that there is a huge cardiac element at play. And since its emergence on the market, I've relied on wearable technology to give me a general idea of my heart rate. Obviously, technology has gone through crazy advances, and even the ECG on the Apple Watch is impressive to have. But I know it's not something you can be totally dependent on. I believe my Fitbit was the first device to catch these severe drops in heart rate that would only be seen or noticed if you were looking at heart rate broken down by seconds. Example, extremely high heart rate in 130s dropping to 39 and 1 second later being 140 and maybe dropping again to 70 but returning to 120 but basically showing a major drop then spike. That's a lot.
Yeah.
There's like 4 more paragraphs. And they said, I found that as I've gotten older and developed seizures, I've noticed these heart issues more. I know to immediately start taking ECGs when I'm feeling off and without fail have always recorded these episodes. I have an amazing team of doctors, neurologists, neuropsychiatrists, epileptologists, cardiologist.
Cardiologist? Gotcha.
Cardiologist, there we
Right.
go.
Heart guys.
And while I've had total of maybe 10 grand mal seizures over the years, they're becoming more frequent, which is concerning. But I mean, what isn't concerning when it comes to epilepsy, right? So I'm really struggling to find a medication that's for me. And in this process, my anxiety has become too much for me. It was already an issue. Was epilepsy wasn't on the table. My first thing I did to try to ease my mind after my diagnosis was get an Apple Watch. And I actually didn't even know there was anything that ever was supposed to include fall detection, but I do have emergency contacts on my phone. I happened to be out of town on a golfing weekend, and I wanted to check out the town while some of the guys had lunch and played around. I was in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and the last thing I remember was this overwhelming feeling of tunnel vision. Like my field of view was closing in fear because it was like I had already checked out and was already an onlooker, even if I could have gotten myself to sit down on this random street. There wasn't anyone actually around. Oh, it sucks. Ooh.
That sucks.
Still more.
Shit.
Next thing I knew, I was in the hospital pretty banged up. I had gone down and hit a parked car. My watch detected the fall. My phone called 911 and gave them my health conditions and medications and gave them the exact location I was. While doing that, it was sending text messages to my mom and boyfriend with the same information and then providing updated GPS location of the ambulance, and ultimately I was able to get my boyfriend to that hospital, so he was there when I came to, about 45 minutes after the 911 call went out. I am blown away by this and so comforted to know that there is technology working, even if we aren't always aware, or it's not the fanciest technology we expected. I wanted to share this because maybe there's someone who can find comfort in some tech that they already have. I am also curious if anyone has had any other luck with technology. That was very long.
Yes.
It was, but you know what? It makes me think maybe I should start wearing my Apple Watch again.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
have one, but it might be a good idea. We have our new house that we've only been in like 3 months has, oh, well, it's got 3 levels, and then the outside stairs are like 3 separate, stair landings, and I do worry. I always try to hold on and count the stairs to make sure that I don't trip or fall. Because the other house we lived in, I slid down the driveway on my face. It's just, when your footing goes out sometimes, and you're just like, okay, that was bad. But if you're going to fall downstairs, that's really bad. So if I had an Apple Watch, maybe that would keep me from dying. I don't know.
That would help.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, no, I don't have any tech. You guys, Reese says she has one, but she hasn't been wearing it. What about you, Pookie? Any technology helped you?
I do not. I don't have an Apple Watch. I have earpods, but I don't have an Apple Watch. I might get it one day. Yeah, fall detection sounds nice.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're pretty expensive, though. I don't know.
I got one specifically because I got the Apple Watch a little bit after the epilepsy diagnosis, actually, because I found out about some kind of app that was supposed to help with nighttime seizure. Like it was supposed to
Track them.
track them,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Mhm.
it wound up not working very well because it took too much battery.
Oh,
So that's why I stopped wearing it, because it wasn't actually useful for what I bought it for. But yeah, I guess if it could be useful for something else, I could start wearing it again.
my doctor, my epileptologist, and it's a whole team of epileptologists, but he specifically has tried a lot of times to get me to use Epsi, epilepsy app, but it's not very good. It's not very streamlined. It's hard to use.
Right.
Sometimes it's just closes. I don't know. My husband really because how hard is it to take down a bunch of notes after you just had a seizure, right, guys? Are you
Right.
ready to like type a bunch of stuff into your phone?
Not
I
really. I
mean,
don't want to.
my wife does it for me.
Exactly, right? And so my husband was the one that did it, and he was like, this is not very streamlined. I don't. So he just started putting it in our calendar, and then I would just read it back to our epileptologist from the calendar. Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
my neurologist wants me to keep track, but like I'm out of it. So
How
my
are you
wife is
supposed to
like,
do that? I know. I
yeah,
wonder how people who live alone even. I guess you have to have something like an Apple Watch or some other kind of technology. I just can't imagine.
Right.
I have no idea. So yeah.
Yeah, I even had trouble. I'm sure you guys have had the EEGs that you take home where you have the camera and you're supposed to like start the camera. Who the heck? It's like, oh, I'm gonna remember to start this when I'm about to go down. I never ever did it right, ever.
Oh, mine was had mine was like a special company, and they came and they set up everything for me.
Oh, how nice. No,
Yeah.
I had to bring home a little literal like VCR like camera and set it up
Mm-mm.
next to my bed.
No, they came and they put the thing on
Yeah, I
my
had to go to
head.
the hospital and have that done and pick up the little, a strap-on machine. Just like Pookie, we saw the other gentleman last time and he had
Yeah, I
it
forgot
wrapped
his
up and he was
name,
talking
but
about,
yeah.
uh-huh. I want to say it's like Reinhold or something, but I could totally be wrong. Um, yes, he had the same thing, and I've had that done 3 times, and it's never very effective. It's always more effective if I'm in the hospital. They do the same thing where they glue it on the head, exactly the same way, but just I'm there in front of their cameras and on their little machine because I'm just not. You're not very with it to be like punching buttons and telling people things. Never. Yeah. I mean, maybe you guys are. I'm not.
Oh no, not at all.
What
Uh,
about you, Pookie? You able to push the buttons when they tell you you're supposed to?
no,
No, it's just not very.
not at
I don't know
all.
how they can even expect it, really. It must
When
be a
I
different
have
kind of seizure.
when I have I struggle to know the terms for the different awake ones is what I call them, but I think it's a focal aware.
Yep, the
But
vocal awareness. Yeah.
how I know that I'm having one is just that I can't do what I'm trying to do. So like I'll get a phone call from my wife or something, and she'll be like, and I'll just be trying to like push the buttons or something, and I can't do it. I'm just like, I can't figure out how to push the button. Like,
Hmm. Yep. I've had at least several focal awareness ones that have been recorded because I was caught in the middle of it by a family member. But yeah, they're not fun. Usually I have the other
Right.
kind, but the focal awareness are so not fun.
yeah,
Not at all.
it's kind of it's weird because the other ones, it, to say any are better or worse is wrong, but the other ones are, they're more dramatic, I
Oh,
guess. But
definitely. Yeah.
but they're almost better to experience in a sense because you don't experience them really. It's just kind of
Because
like,
you're out and you don't have to see it.
exactly, like it's over and they're just like, you had a seizure, and you're like, oh, okay.
I think I
Mhm.
had one.
But
Yep. Yeah, I
the
feel that.
focal
It
aware,
hurts.
like you're aware and it's like, oh shit.
No, I feel like I just had one, like
Just now?
clammy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting that clammy feeling and hot flashes.
Yep. I soaked my sheets like 4 times, like from like 4 a.m. till whenever the hell I got out of bed. Off and on. I had to get up and change my pajamas, and I was like, "When is this gonna happen?" But it was just my
Right.
husband keeps begging me to try not to take well, he says so much medication, but he wants me to cut back on the Klonopin. I don't know if either of you take Klonopin or clonazepam because they basically say if you take it for a long time, you're going to get dementia. So he's very concerned. And I'm thinking,
I
my
understand.
memory's already shot to shit. What the hell are we doing?
That is
But also, I don't want
understandable.
to be. I really don't. So I'm going to have to talk to my doctor about replacing that. Because that's like, I've been on that like 5 years now, I think.
But for a change.
Well, like I said, the medication resistant, I usually have to change things pretty often. And yeah, the clammy focal awareness ones and where you're like trying to do something like, why won't this work? Uh,
Right.
or somebody catches you doing something totally wrong, or yeah, or the other kind. Just trying to get control of it with a bunch of different medications. And sometimes it really sucks. Like you're talking about your sleeping medicine, Reese. Oh my gosh. The one I had to take where I couldn't stop dreaming about cats. What the heck? I didn't even have cats at the time. I'm like, why am I? There's cats everywhere. But it wasn't pleasant. Like when I had cats, they're great, but it wasn't pleasant cats.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Lately, have either of you had the kind of seizure where you just like scream? Just randomly?
Ooh,
You just start
no, that
screaming?
sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all, but I have seen it on camera, or I wouldn't even really believe it because it sounds so what? But
Yeah,
hmm that's my new
wild.
thing.
Do you cry?
Yeah, sometimes I cry, usually after, but sometimes before and after. But I scream. Yeah, that's my new thing. I just put my head back like a Japanese horror film ghost and just scream. I did it apparently at the dining room table the other day, and I have absolutely no memory of that whatsoever.
All
I
right.
wouldn't even believe
Understandable.
it. But yeah, that's I just wondered if anybody else had ever had that.
No.
Well,
Um,
good. Don't.
Yeah, it's so rough
okay.
to just feel like you just don't even know what your body's doing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like I was talking to someone else and um he said that it's like what did he say? What did he say? He said that doing this it makes him feel like he's not stupid. And I told
Right.
him, yeah, you're not stupid. Yeah.
Definitely. I know. It's nice to talk to other people who have had it and
Yeah,
understand.
it really is. Yeah,
Okay.
because other people definitely make me feel stupid. Uh,
Right.
my
Some people can.
coworkers especially, uh,
Yeah.
Sorry to
I
hear
just
that.
I just had to stop working. I had to go on
I'm
medical
I'm
leave.
so terrified because I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen. But if I have to stop working, then I don't know where to go from there, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I love my job so much. It's the worst. I hate it. Oh, doggone it, Banksy, cut it out. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get my stupid dog to be quiet. Hey. No. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna kick him out of my room if he does it again. Yeah, it's yeah, hard not to feel stupid around other people because your memory is not good, and like sometimes I'll say something twice and I won't remember I did it. That's and they'll be like, "You just asked that." Oh, that's not good.
Right.
Sorry. I didn't mean to do
I
that.
was
I
I
feel
was
like I
on the
whined about. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was on here with someone the other day and he was saying how um he has focal unawares, and he told me he went grocery shopping and didn't even know it. He said he got all of his groceries, and then he said that he got up because he was asleep, and he told his wife he needs to run and get groceries. And then she said, "You already got groceries." Yeah, he went
That's
grocery shopping and everything while focal unaware.
well, they yanked my license after the second one because they had given it back to me after the first one. And then 2 days later, I had one of the biggest TCs I've had, or grand mal, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and actually, my coworker was like, she said, "You're acting funny." And it was about time for me to leave. And then I was acting very funny. And she called my husband. She took my keys from me and called my husband and told him that she thought something was wrong. And he came and got me. And we only lived 5 minutes from my job. And when he picked me up, I started sobbing. That was the first time that that had been a thing. And I was just like begging for forgiveness before something even happened. And then as soon as we got home, I had it. And of course, begged for forgiveness afterwards. But yeah, that's a thing for sure. The focal unawares didn't come for a long time, or the focal awares. Those are awful, where you're like trying to do the thing and you can't do the thing. All of that stuff is terrible. I hate all of it. I don't know. I don't know how many kinds you guys have, but
It's like the feeling I'm getting now. It's like I would say like a heartbeat. It just kind of it hits me every now and then. And I'm just like, is this a seizure going on or what's going on? I keep getting like this blanks feeling for a second, and then I come back.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. That's
How
what
about
I'm going through right now.
I'm so
Just
sorry.
tiny
It's
feeling,
okay. You just go ahead. It's all right. We're here. Or do
Gotcha.
you need to go get some rescue meds or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
Just I don't know where that came from.
Oh, hey, that's okay. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
To support each other, Reese.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like I said this last time, but one of the things that drives me crazy with coworkers and just other people is that if they know that I have epilepsy or that I've had a brain surgery, they just don't give me any sort of leeway. So, like, you know, a regular person can forget something, but I can't anymore.
Yeah.
Anything is because of epilepsy. Anything, I can't make a single mistake.
Yeah.
Every single thing I do is evidence that there's something wrong with me and that I can't do my job anymore.
Right.
And so, I've got a coworker who makes mistakes left and right and never knows what's going on. And he's fine, whatever. That's just who he is. That's just you know. But if I miss a single email, if I do a single thing wrong, it's like, oh, Reese can't do their job anymore. Reese has epilepsy. Reese had brain surgery. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're going through that. That sounds like it sucks like horribly. Yeah. Really sorry you're going through that.
Yeah. But, and, my husband had brain surgery, so I understand all of that too. And he had a coworker before he had brain surgery that had it, and they treated him that way. And he said the guy wasn't terribly messed up. He just, he was like anybody else. We all have problems. We all make little mistakes, no matter what. But I'm sorry, that's not fair. It sucks so bad.
Fair enough.
Society has a lot of shitty problems.
yeah.
It's not fair at all, for sure.
Right. I think what I was going through, I guess they called it the myoclonic jerks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I was just going through.
Right.
It's like small, but yeah. And
But
then the sweating feeling is killing me. But
yeah, but that's
least
the crappy
knowing,
part.
at
Yeah.
least knowing what's going on now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. You don't have to take like a half a lorazepam or anything like that to stop it from turning into something else. Okay. If I start doing the myoclonic jerks, I have to be super careful that it's not going to go straight to the other side quick.
Right.
I don't have very much time. If it's to the point where I'm like, this is a bad aura, I don't have very much time to make a decision about what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Sometimes I get that too. Sometimes I'm like, uh-oh. the precursor has came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like what do you call it? The the bell tolls.
Yeah.
The calm before the storm.
Right, exactly. Sure. Exactly. That's a thing I've been dealing with for the past couple of days. And then like I said, I had that crazy one where I sit at the dining room table and just started screaming in front of my kids who are
Oh no.
homeschooling and stuff. I'm like, I cannot believe that just happened. Yeah. So, but yeah, then I was having that kind of feeling where it comes up over the from your back and your stomach and sort of over the top of your head and then comes back, that sort of aura feeling. And then I was having the watery eye feeling where everything looked like I was looking through watery waves. We start getting that crap and it starts layering on top of each other, something's doing something.
I know
So
that feeling.
yeah, so I've been trying to be careful not to overdo it or not forget to eat or not sleep enough. Any of those things.
Yeah, I try to make sure I get enough sleep
Yeah,
and eat good,
yeah.
because that is a big deal. Sleeping and eating, that's a trigger for me. Eating right and sleeping right.
It's so rough having to keep everything like a perfect regimen. You gotta eat, you gotta sleep, everything on
You gotta
schedule.
take the pills on time, and
Yeah,
gotta
I
take a
was gonna
liquid
say,
too.
gotta
You gotta
take
take
your
your
pills
liquid
on
on time.
time and
Yeah.
all that.
And not get too stressed out. How do you not get too stressed out? But life is full of stress,
Right.
right?
Oh, less stress.
Y- your your pet gets sick, the next door neighbor is being a jerk, your coworker is being a creep, whatever. Yeah, everything is stressful, isn't it? Like
The
my
entire
child,
country is
yeah,
a
it's
mess.
blowing up a little bit. And like my child just left to go back to school and I should be like really happy, but I sobbed because I'm like, it's I get super over emotional now. Yeah, I didn't used to be like that. That wasn't really a thing. Do you guys have that particular problem? I know, Pookie, you've had it for a long time. How long have you had it, Reese? You said
Oh, I've always been an
you've always had
emotional
it.
mess. Don't tell my wife I admitted it. I tell her I'm a robot who has no feelings, but I'm a mess.
Yeah, you got the same deal, Pookie. Get over emotional about things,
Time to time.
time to time.
Mine
You get
is
those
like,
overwhelming moments.
yeah, mine is like overwhelming moments. I'm not sure how I'd explain it.
Yeah,
Not overwhelming. You understand that.
yeah, I know
Just
what you mean. I understand. You just you have sometimes when you feel more intently or whatever.
right, like right now, it's just not going away. This clammy feeling.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie.
It's all right. Just,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I know I'm kind of running this, even though I'm not really trying to. I'm just trying to make sure you're okay and everything's that
yeah,
we're
I'm good.
talking
Think so.
about something relevant to all of us.
Yeah. I mean, don't if you feel like you need to just
Yeah,
sit,
Pookie,
take a
if you,
break, Pookie, by all means, we can let you go.
yeah,
It's all right. I'm here.
okay, all right. Well, you let us know because
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Reese and I understand. We'll let you go, and we'll
we
go
totally
get on with
understand.
whatever
Yes.
thing we have to go do.
Yeah. It's getting close to dinner time anyway. My wife is probably sitting waiting for me to, you know,
Gotcha.
come and start food.
Oh yeah, you're still allowed to cook. I'm allowed to cook
No.
once in a while.
When I say start food, I mean either tell her what I want to eat or permit her to order food.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I was just curious because it was, of course, it was one thing they said first when because I wasn't technically diagnosed till 5 years ago. So that's, I was 44 years old. I already had all my kids, I'm working over a full-time job, managing an ice cream shop and decorating ice cream cakes. And yeah, not, yeah, cooking dinner is nothing, right? But then they tell you you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's terrible.
And
Yeah.
I did anyway for a long time until I had one of those non-focal ones where I'm like standing over the hot pasta and I'm getting ready to fall in it until my daughter caught me.
Yeah.
Do that a couple of times and you're like, let me make sure there's somebody nearby if I'm gonna cook.
There's like
I'm
bread I had no
trying.
taste in me. Oh,
I'm big into baking. I'm not like a huge cook, but baking is my thing. So I'm trying to find a way to make making bread something that I can do. We're trying to find the right um tools and stuff to make it safe for me to start doing that at least.
Mhm.
But yeah, making dinner and stuff, probably not something we can do. And things are overwhelming for my wife right now with everything. So we order in a lot.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, it's a rough time right now. I was in the hospital for like 2 months.
Oof,
So
wow, that's a long time.
yeah.
Gosh.
So we're just we're just trying to get back. I'm trying to I'm still recovering, which she keeps yelling at me when I get frustrated and reminding me that I'm still in recovery and I have to yell at her and tell her that she's doing two people's worth of work and yeah, it's a struggle, but we're doing our best.
So, everybody okay? My camera,
yep.
my thing froze for a minute. Sorry.
Oh no.
Oh, my internet is unstable.
Oh.
But Pookie, what's going on? How are you doing?
I'm all right. Little hot flashes every now and then, but it's all right.
Yeah?
And I was gonna go to the next thing to read.
Are you sure you don't need to go get some cold water or something?
Yeah, I'm
Anything?
good.
Okay. All right. I know
Do
the
I
hot
look good?
flashes. Okay. Yeah, you look fine, honey. I just want to make sure you don't need to drink some water or something. That's really important.
Yeah,
Hydration is so important.
take care of yourself,
Um,
Pookie.
Like,
You're reminding me of my wife. She thinks that she can just power through no matter what. And you gotta take care of yourself sometimes.
after I got sick, my husband literally said to me, I thought you were invincible. And I said, I thought I was too. What are you supposed to say, right? Yeah, I mean, I did too, right? I thought, 50 hours a week is nothing. And homeschooling the kids in 50 hours a week and taking care of you and, whatever else is nothing. It's nothing. It's something. You have to learn.
Mhm.
Okay, Pookie, did you get some water?
yeah, I did. Thanks.
Okay, I just want to make sure. That's the
Mhm.
mom in the name there.
Thanks.
Okay, just making sure.